My brother kept me in the dark about his engagement party. The whole family knew except me, so I made sure to miss his big day and sent a message instead. Now everyone's calling me petty. I call it fair. My mother never wanted me. She told me that when I was 8 years old. Said I was an accident that ruined her figure in her 20s. Said my father was smart enough to leave before I was born. I grew up knowing I was a burden. She fed me because the law required it. Housed me because child services would ask questions, but she never loved me. Not once. My grandfather was the only person who made me feel like I mattered. He was my mother's father, and he hated what she'd become. Every Sunday, he'd pick me up and take me to his house. We'd work on his car together. He'd teach me things. How to change oil. How to fix a leaky faucet. How to be a man when no one else was showing me. He told me once that my mother had been different before my grandmother died. Softer, kinder, but grief turned her bitter. I don't know if that's true. I only know the mother I got. When I was 17, I got hit by a car while riding my bike home from work. The driver ran a red light doing 50 in a 30 zone. I woke up in a hospital bed 3 days later with a shattered leg, 4 broken ribs, and a ruptured spleen they'd already removed. The nurse told me I was lucky to be alive. She also told me something else. When I arrived at the emergency room, I needed immediate surgery. Because I was a minor, they needed parental consent. They called my mother. The nurse heard the whole conversation on speaker. Your son has been in a serious accident. He needs emergency surgery. We need you to come sign the consent forms. My mother's response was recorded in my file. Let me know if he doesn't survive. I don't have time for paperwork. She hung up. The hospital tried calling back 4 times. She didn't answer. They called my emergency contact next. My grandfather. He was 74 years old with a bad hip. He drove 40 minutes to that hospital in the middle of the night, signed everything, sat in the waiting room for 6 hours while they operated. He was there when I woke up. My mother never came. Not that night. Not once during my entire 2-week stay. Didn't call either. My grandfather stayed with me every day, slept in the chair next to my bed most nights, brought me food from my favorite places. On day 12, he left for a few hours, said he had business to handle. On day 14, I was discharged. My grandfather took me to his house instead of my mother's. He'd already prepared the guest room. New sheets, new pillows, TV mounted on the wall. He'd been planning this. On day 15, a man in a suit knocked on my mother's door. The man was a lawyer, my grandfather's lawyer. He handed my mother 2 documents. The first was a petition for emergency guardianship, based on her documented refusal to provide consent for life-saving treatment. My grandfather was seeking immediate custody. The hospital's records included the transcript of her phone call. Let me know if he doesn't survive. That sentence was Exhibit A. The second document was a notice of amendment to my grandfather's will. He had an estate worth $1.4 million. House, savings, investments, land inherited from his parents. All of it had been going to my mother as his only child. Not anymore. The new will left everything to me. Every dollar, every property. My mother was removed entirely. The lawyer told her she had 30 days to contest the guardianship. She never did. My grandfather raised me for the last year before I turned 18. Best year of my life. He helped me apply to colleges, got me a scholarship, drove me to campus on move-in day with tears in his eyes. He passed away 2 years later. Heart attack in his sleep. Peaceful, the doctor said. I was holding his hand at the funeral home when my mother showed up. First time I'd seen her in 3 years. She didn't look at me. Walked straight to the funeral director. I'm his daughter. I need to discuss the estate. The director glanced at me. Ma'am, the estate has already been settled. Everything was left to his grandson. My mother turned to me, face twisted. You stole my inheritance. You let me die on an operating table because you didn't have time for paperwork. I didn't think it was that serious. You didn't think I was worth finding out. She left without another word. Didn't come to the burial. I used my grandfather's money wisely. Paid for school, bought a small house, started a business, built a life he'd be proud of. I'm 29 now. My mother has tried contacting me twice in the past decade. Both times asking for money. Both times I declined. She sent me a letter last year saying she was diagnosed with something serious. Needed help with medical bills. Said she was sorry for everything. I read her letter. Then I wrote back. Let me know if you don't survive. I don't have time for paperwork. I haven't heard from her since. My grandfather taught me that family isn't blood. Family is who shows up when you're broken on a hospital bed at 3 a.m. He showed up. She didn't. I know exactly who my family was.
Have you ever had your divorce lawyer sleep with your ex during mediation? We were 6 months into divorce proceedings when my lawyer, Patricia, started acting weird, fixing her hair during meetings, wearing perfume to mediation, laughing at Derek's stupid jokes. His offer is insulting, she'd say, then add, but he makes good points. Whose side are you on? I asked. Yours, obviously, but let's hear him out. The final mediation session ran late. Patricia suggested we break for dinner. Just Derek and I, she said, to negotiate privately. They came back 3 hours later. Patricia's lipstick was smudged. Derek's shirt was untucked. We've reached an agreement, Patricia announced. The agreement heavily favored Derek. This seems unfair, I noted. It's actually quite generous, Patricia insisted, not making eye contact. Derek smirked. Your lawyer's very persuasive. That's when I knew. They exchanged numbers for document purposes. Patricia started missing our meetings, but never missed Derek's calls. The settlement conference was at a hotel. Patricia arrived late from the same direction as Derek. Traffic, they both said. The mediator wasn't stupid. Should we address the obvious conflict of interest? What conflict? Patricia asked, adjusting her skirt. Derek suddenly offered me everything. The house, the cars, generous alimony. Patricia looked panicked. That's too much, she argued. My lawyer was arguing against my interests. I insist, Derek said, staring at Patricia. I found something better than money. They've been dating 8 months now. Patricia had to recuse herself. I got a new lawyer who saw the situation and said, this is the best leverage you'll ever have. Derek gave me everything to keep Patricia. She gave up her legal career because the Bar Association frowns on sleeping with opposing parties. They're engaged now. I got the house, the investments, and the satisfaction of knowing my terrible lawyer fell for my terrible ex. They deserve each other. The new lawyer framed the settlement. Best deal I've never negotiated, she says. Patricia sent a wedding invitation. I RSVP'd no, but sent a gift. A law ethics textbook. Petty? Yes. Satisfying? Absolutely. Derek's lawyer friends call him the client now. Patricia pretends not to mind, but I know it bothers her. Good. You don't sleep with your client's ex during active litigation. That's Law School 101, which she apparently skipped for Derek's bed. They'll probably last. Mutual shamelessness is a strong foundation. Have you ever been mistaken for someone's parole officer at a liquor store? I'm at Total Wine buying champagne for my sister's engagement, wearing a pantsuit because I came from work. This guy sees me, drops his bottle of vodka, and it shatters everywhere. Officer Mitchell, I can explain. I look around. No Officer Mitchell, just me and broken vodka. I know I'm not supposed to be here, but it's my daughter's birthday and I was just getting champagne for the toast. Non-alcoholic champagne. I mean, regular champagne, but I wasn't going to drink it. He's backing away from the broken bottle like it's evidence. The staff comes over with a mop. Sir, accidents happen. This wasn't an accident. This was divine intervention. Officer Mitchell appearing right when I'm about to violate parole. He turns to me. Are you going to report this? I'm not Officer Mitchell. That's exactly what you'd say if you were testing me. He pulls out his wallet, shows me a sobriety chip. 6 months clean. I swear. Other customers are watching now. An older woman whispers, poor thing's having a breakdown. The man continues, I know you're disappointed. You believed in me. You said, Raymond, you can do this. And I failed you. Raymond, I'm not your parole officer. You can't fool me with the casual clothes. I know you're off duty, following me. This is a test, right? I passed. I dropped the vodka. The store manager approaches. Ma'am, are you law enforcement? No, I work in accounting. Raymond gasps. Undercover. You're doing undercover work to catch parole violators. I'm buying champagne for my sister. Raymond starts crying. I don't have a sister anymore. She won't talk to me since the incident. I don't want to know about the incident, but here we are. What incident? The wedding. I was drunk. Gave a speech. Mentioned her first husband. During her marriage to her second husband. At her third wedding. That's rough. You were there. You arrested me. That wasn't me. A real cop enters the store. Raymond panics, grabs my arm. Please, Officer Mitchell, tell him I'm with you. The cop looks at us. Everything okay here? She's my parole officer, Raymond announces. I'm not, I insist. The cop is confused. Ma'am, are you a parole officer? No, I'm an accountant buying champagne. Raymond interjects. She's testing me. It's part of my rehabilitation. The cop radios someone. A few minutes later, a woman in professional attire enters. Raymond goes white. Officer Mitchell? The real Officer Mitchell looks at me, then at Raymond. Mr. Raymond, why are you in a liquor store? I thought she was you. He points at me. Officer Mitchell studies me. We look nothing alike. I'm black. She's white. I'm 6 feet tall. She's maybe 5'4". You both wear suits, Raymond defends. The store crowd is invested now. Someone's recording. Officer Mitchell sighs. Mr. Raymond, you're not supposed to be in liquor stores. I know. That's why I dropped the vodka when I saw her. I mean you. He's confused now. I try to help. He thought I was you, panicked, and broke a vodka bottle. Officer Mitchell turns to me. And you are? Jennifer, accountant, sister getting engaged, buying champagne, not a cop. She nods, then addresses Raymond. This is a violation, but since you didn't purchase anything and clearly panicked when you thought you saw me, so I'm not going back to jail? Not today. But you're banned from liquor stores, even for non-alcoholic purchases. Raymond nods enthusiastically. Yes, ma'am. Never again. As he's leaving, he turns to me. You really do look like her, though. Everyone looks between us. We look nothing alike. The manager offers me a discount for the trouble. I finally buy my champagne. At the register, the clerk says, you handled that well. Very officer-like. I'm not a cop. A week later, I'm at Target. Raymond's there with a woman. He waves enthusiastically. Officer Mitchell, this is my daughter. We reconciled. The daughter looks at me. You're the parole officer who saved my dad? I'm not. Raymond interrupts. She's undercover. Can't blow her cover. The daughter nods knowingly. Thank you for everything. They leave. I've given up correcting him. A month later, actual Officer Mitchell finds me on LinkedIn. Her message, thanks for accidentally keeping Raymond sober. He thinks you're everywhere now. Hasn't violated once. Want to be my unofficial deputy? I declined, but we get coffee sometimes. She tells me Raymond's stories. He's doing well. Still thinks I'm undercover. Tells everyone his parole officer is everywhere and nowhere like Batman. 5 stars for accidental rehabilitation. 0 stars for recognition skills. 10 stars for Raymond's sobriety streak.